Radio Medium is made possible by our sponsors, your hometown lawyers, Kanowski Bresney, Washington Square Realtors, who turn houses into homes, WRWO 94.5 FM, Bet Jordan Productions, and websites $4.99 by Damasco Innovations. Plus, many fine individuals contribute their talents to this broadcast. If you'd like to share your message by sponsoring our show, contact us at radiomediumlauralee.com.
Find insight, guidance, and answers. Tune into Spirit with radio medium Laura Lee.
Tuning into Spirit with my special guest expert, Wendy Darling, founder of Miraculous Living Institute and author of the #1 best-selling Creating Your Miraculous Life. Wendy, welcome back to the show. We were talking about miracles in our first segment and how miracles can be witnessed even from people who don't see them in their lives on a day-to-day basis and how they can jumpstart. It's really hard right now, given what we've gone through the last year and a half with the pandemic. So many lives lost, people that have lost their loved ones or they're helping a loved one right now. What do you say to those people who are still grieving and how to find a miracle in the midst of grief?
Yeah, well, first of all, I actually wrote my book in the middle of the pandemic. My son also became seriously ill. My mother is in a memory care facility here in San Diego. My life was feeling very unmiraculous, so I have a lot of compassion. And I think, first of all, it's important to acknowledge the grief, the challenge, whatever it is, and give it a voice. Mm-hmm. And do a lot to nourish yourself. Mm-hmm. And whatever that might mean. It might be to force yourself to go out for a little bit of a walk. You know, it's very difficult and challenging when we're not feeling well to feel motivated to move. Right. And that literally, if you could just go for a 5-minute walk and start breathing more deeply, mm-hmm. you begin to feel better. And so it's doing little things for yourself. And if really not feeling well, reach out to friends, reach out to family, even though we are segmented because of we've had shelter in place. But it's also teaching us how important community really is. If you're not comfortable reaching out to a family or a friend, reach out to people like us who are practitioners that are here to help you move out of that. Right. You know, everybody grieves differently. Everybody deals with challenges differently. And even if it's just a teeny tiny baby step, take that step, because I promise each of the next steps will start getting easier and momentum will occur. Mm-hmm. I was in a very similar place last year and was guided to write this book at a time that life felt very unmiraculous. Mm-hmm. So I am standing here today saying, I know what it's like. And I also know what it's like to pull yourself out of that and shift.
Right. You know, one of my favorite authors is Dr. Kubler-Ross. Dr. Kubler-Ross is about the 5 stages of grief. And one of her recommendations was always to hug people and to get yourself out of grief. And 4 hugs was just to survive. And then it was 12 hugs to thrive. Yet we have such a division in relationships right now because not only because of the pandemic and health matters with the mask, but also politically. So what do we do with fractured relationships? How can we revive relationships given what you're suggesting with Miraculous Life and trying to make those social connections happen?
Well, first of all, start hugging yourself more. We are all skin hungry, regardless of circumstances. First time I was able to hug somebody outside of my home, it was like, oh my gosh. And so I think it's just so critical that we, first of all, accept where people stand, where people are, what experiences are, and do your best to surround yourself with people who are positive and healthy. There's a relationship, for example, because I help couples replenish their relationship. Start practicing acceptance, but also appreciation.
I wish we had more time, but we're out so quickly. Where can people find you?
Wendy at wendydarling.com is my email. My website is wendydarling.com, and my books can be found on Amazon.
Creating Your Miraculous Life with Wendy Darling. Thank you, Wendy, for being on the show. And if you happen to be looking for insight, guidance, and answers, go to radiomediumlauralee.com and sign up to be one of my callers. I look forward to hearing from you.